Good morning, students, all of you faculty members, all of you, good morning. On behalf of AJK College of Arts and Science and Department of Commerce, BA and BNI, I welcome Dr. S.S. Shantakumari Madam to accept our invitation and his busy schedule and accept our invitation and give you the lecture on personal financial planning. End of the session, you can ask the questions from Madam.
This is a need of the hour because we are very much worried about COVID because we don't know whether we'll have source of income. All the jobs are getting cut, or we are losing jobs, or the promotions are cut, the increment is cut, the salary is paid half by the organizations. So there's a lot of worry in our mind. Everyone has a worry like, no, what should we do? What can we do in terms of our personal finance? Okay. But everything has to be taken positively because God has given the situation for us to learn many things, like why should we save, what is the reason for saving. So those who have saved from the early stages, I think now they'll be very happy because they'll have a lot of money in their hand. But those who didn't save, yes, they will not have any money in hand to even take care of their daily expenses. So we see a lot of stories in the newspapers, incidents in the newspapers talking about they are not able to even have food, or they are not having even enough money to take care of their health issues. Because now the major worry is only health issues, because we don't know like whether we are healthy or not. That itself it's a big doubt, because if you go to hospital, they say we are COVID positive, etc., etc. So like we have to think about financial planning, and I have given why financial planning, because now we are talking about generation, because you people come under the generation Y if you are born between 1982 to 2000, or if you are coming under generation Z if you are born more than about 2000. Okay. So there are different definition for generation Y and generation Z, but both are tech savvy. Mostly they are tech savvy, and then their characteristics are mostly self-oriented. They want a lot of money, etc., etc. So they need financial freedom rather than retirement planning. So what do you mean by retirement planning and financial freedom? If we are generation X, what we thought is, why can't we earn now, and then why can't we save for our future? Okay. If you ask my parents, baby boomers, what they will do is, they will say, they will sacrifice their own living. They will not get good dress. They will not spend more on luxury products, etc. They took the money and then they planned it for their children. They had 4 or 5 children. So they planned for their children for education, and then for their college, for their marriage, and then for their treatment, etc., etc. So even I am astonished, how my father was able to take care of 4 children, giving good education in good convent schools, and then the good colleges, etc. So I used to think they were well planned because they were having a good retirement plan. They built houses, a lot of houses. They were able to buy land. They were able to buy gold, etc., etc. During their timing, I think the health issues were very less also, because they had healthy food. So the health issues were very low. So their retirement planning was they were able to save more. But now, generation X, Y, and Z, mostly they are self-oriented. I think most of the parents in this particular ages have only 1 or 2 children. Okay, but we are not able to even afford their education. We are not able to even afford their well-being, luxury life, etc., etc. It's becoming more and more tough. So think about generation Z or future generation. What are they going to do if the COVID situation is going to continue like this? So I'm talking about financial freedom or retirement planning. There's a difference between financial freedom and retirement planning, because if you take the older generation, they will look into the price of the product. They will see whether this price is high or low, and then they buy the product. But when we talk about financial freedom, they get what they want, because they are single children. So you people want to get what you want. If you tell okay, we are only single child, okay, so we want to get what we want. So that is the attitude of our children. Now I'm not telling most of them, if you are brought up in a joint family by your grandparents, etc., etc., they would have taught you like, no, saving is very important, and then, no, living for others is very important, etc., etc. But I find this generation a little bit selfish. I don't know, like, am I generalizing it or not? But little bit selfish, and little bit, no, they want to have everything for their own. Okay, so what they do is they want more of financial freedom rather than retirement planning. So what do you mean by financial freedom? They want to get what they want. They don't mind the money. See, there are many situations where the parents come and tell me in the colleges, telling that my son is telling if I get a bike only I will come to college. My son is telling if I get a smartphone only I will come to college. But nowadays smartphones are becoming more essential because of the online classes. But early stages, my son is telling if I get a laptop, that also high configuration laptop. Sometimes they ask even I Apple, etc., etc. So should I get these laptops, etc., etc. They tell that we have to get a loan and only we have to give to our children. But he is telling like he will not go to the college if he is not given all these products. So they are thinking about financial freedom rather than the saving in the later stage. So they demand the products. So my request is, yes, you can have financial freedom when you earn more, when you are able to take care of your parents, when you are able to take care of your health expenses, when you are able to take care of your day-to-day expenses. Then if you have more money, then you can talk about financial freedom. But we are talking about financial planning. So there is a lot in mind, this generation wants only financial freedom. So think about financial planning, because COVID is a pandemic thing which is affecting a lot of people, even your parents. Even if they do business, the business is not returning high. They are losing jobs, or they sometimes half salary. Your parents may have a half salary. Even we don't know, like after the children, third year children, the final year children, placements, we are so much worried. But the current market trend, they're telling there are a lot of jobs in marketing. They need only freshers for marketing. So if you are willing to go for marketing jobs, there are a lot of jobs in marketing field. That is what my students are telling who are in the field. Okay, so jobs are there, but only thing is you have to search and you have to be willing to travel. So COVID pandemic situation and financial planning, it's like mostly you are worried about that. Think about like what we have to do in this pandemic world. Okay, so whether you're going to save or whether you're going to spend. Okay, McKinsey report is telling that the Indians are also becoming spending pattern. They are going for spending pattern. In 2009, if you see, there were a lot of suicides, etc., happening because of the like the financial crisis happened. So a lot of people bought a lot of loan, especially the IT field people bought a lot of loan, etc., etc. So what really happened was they were committing suicide. They were not able to repay the money because their financial planning was not that very good during that particular time. They thought that everything will go very smoothly. When you are taking up this financial planning, please think like whether your income is going to be stable. Okay, unless you have a stable income, unless you have a regular income, okay, please don't borrow and invest, because there are few situations where I have heard some people telling that they have borrowed and they have invested in stock market, which is also very risky. So don't borrow and don't invest. Only excess amount you have to invest. Like you have to have enough amount to invest. You can reduce your expenses, etc., etc. That is unwanted expenses, and then you can save the excess amount. You can save for your retirement planning. Okay, so we are going to talk about why financial planning, because financial planning will help you to have a safety or happier retirement life. Okay, but I find now this generation, that is my parent generation, there are many people who are also going for job even the age of 60 after retirement. In the age of 70 also they are going for job because they want to earn, they want to be self-independent. I don't know why they are going, but they don't want to take retirement at all. I have seen many people like that. So you should, I don't know whether our generation, what we are planning is, now itself we are planning to have a like happy life, job, like money coming without doing job. There are many situations where students make fun telling that, ma'am, I will get married to a rich girl so that I'll get a dowry and then I will be settled. So these are the ideas which children talk. So when you are having all these things in mind, please think about your future, because in future this pandemic situation have taught you a lot of lesson, because without money in your hand you cannot get anything in for your medicine. You cannot buy, you cannot take care of your parents, you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot pay the rent. Okay, so all these problems are there, so financial planning is very important. Okay, so when I'm talking about financial planning, um, see, I think you have to take some things as positive in COVID planning, like COVID-19 planning, because you are sitting at home and doing the work, because it's becoming like remote work. You can sit at home and do the work. So you are reducing the expenses on commuting. That is, commuting means going by bus or going by train, going by call taxi, etc., etc. That cost is reduced. Okay, and the food cost, if you are eating outside, that is also reduced. Okay, if you are packing your food, it's well and good. But for the people, who are getting the food from outside, the business people or the working people who are getting food from outside, that expense is also reduced. And the business casuals, like I don't think you are required to wear the professional dress when you are working from home. You can wear even your casual dress from working from home. So maintaining your professional dress, that cost also has reduced. Okay, so some positive things are also happening in COVID. You're eating home food, so your health is also becoming better. You're with your family, so your family is also happy, you are also happy. So little bit of stress-free life is also there if you take it positively. Okay, you're doing exercising, you have time for doing exercising, you are eating, cooking food at home, you're doing your own hemming of pants or stitching, etc., etc. So all these cost is reducing. That's what I can feel, because I find my brother repaying the debts. Okay, now all the expenses are coming down. So what should we do with the salary? So let me repay the loan which I have got. Let me repay whatever I have got as a debt. Debt means current. Okay, so whatever debt you have got from the outside world, people are trying to repay if you are getting the salary. Okay, but for the people is, some people are not getting salary. Some people are getting only half salary. So half salary, as I feel really pity for the people who are getting half salary. But only thing is, we have to think about all these factors. Like you put a budget. You just every day. I think every housewife or every person has to put a budget, especially the BCom people. You have to put a budget. So when you put the budget, you will really know that your cost has reduced. Okay, eating at home, traveling has reduced, going for cinema outside has reduced, going for outside mall has reduced, going for unnecessary outing has reduced, going for marriages has reduced, functions has reduced. So giving gift for all these functions have reduced. So if you put a budget, I feel like yes, and I think there is a report telling that even the medicine, that is your medical cost, has reduced, because people have not stopped going to hospital for silly reasons. Okay, usually earlier what we do is when we have fever, we go to hospital. We have the habit of going to hospital for simple cold, simple fever. Now it has reduced. So your medical expenses, we have started taking home made medicines. Okay, asking your grandparents, asking your relatives, etc., etc. You have started taking medicines. So I think all those things have reduced. So if you really put a budget now in this COVID thing, that half salary also you could have saved. That is what I feel. If you have put your budget very clearly and if you have reduced all your unwanted expenses, then your whole cost would have reduced. If you have reduced your Amazon purchases, if you have reduced all the other purchases, yes, you would have enough money for saving also. I think in this COVID planning, please don't spend in lifestyle luxury. Please save more. That is what is the financial planning advice which we give for this COVID-19. Okay. Now put the budget, because everyone is stressed because of the money. Everyone, if I ask, they tell like, no, I get only half salary. I don't know what to do. So please sit and work out your budget. Then you will understand that, okay, this half salary also I'm able to manage these days. I'm having little money to save. Okay. Don't get panic. Don't get stressed. Okay. If you get stressed, again, you're going to have health issues. and then again you have to spend more for your medicine. So everything you have to take it very positively. So this COVID-19 is also giving you some positiveness here. Okay, please look into those positiveness and then prepare a budget and see how much are you reducing in this COVID time. Okay, so when you're talking about financial planning, this is during your regular time also. You should talk about short term, medium term, and the long term. Okay, nowadays short term, getting married, people are thinking of getting married. Very simple expenses for getting married. Buying a car, yes, people may think about buying a car or buying a even a house, because the real estate is coming down, because you know that people are vacated and gone to their rural area. They are working from remote area, so most of the apartments in Chennai, they are telling that it is vacant and it is for sale at a cheaper cost. Even I think that will be the situation for all the places where we go for working. Okay, so you can look in for real estate investment. If you think, if you have your full salary and if you have some savings with you, you can think about some investments in buying a house now, because this is the right time for you to buy a real estate, because it is available at a cheaper cost, but you should have enough money saved earlier. Okay, so how much should money do I need and when? That can happen only when you do a budget. Okay, I think every month you have to put a budget, like what will be the income, what will be the expenses, how much contingency you have to have, because saving is also very important. Contingency is very important, because we don't know what uncertainty will happen to our life. So the inflations, the fluctuations in the prices, okay, available of commodities, etc. So you should know how much money I would need for this particular month. Okay, so budgeting is very important, especially the risk factor. When I'm talking about financial planning, the return and risk, the next slide it will talk about that. The return and risk factor is very important. How much risk can I take? Okay, what will be the level of risk which I can take? Earlier it was based on the age factor, but now I feel like people are investing in, people who are older also are investing in shares. People who are older also are investing in mutual fund. Okay, so it's not like only people, young people are investing in equity shares. Okay, it is even old people who are taking risk and investing. So risk varies based on individual, not on age. That is what we have seen by research now. Okay, what will be the current net worth? Even if you go for loan, they will ask you to fill a form telling that how much is your liability and how much is your asset. What is your asset in terms of gold, in terms of home, in terms of cash, okay, in terms of fixed deposit? What are the assets which you have, and what is the liability? Any loan which you have, any repayment which you have to do, a short term or a long term repayment which you have to do. You have to prepare that current net worth balance sheet for your personal. Then check like whether you are whether your net worth is increasing or whether your net worth is remaining the same. Okay, if you have invested in gold, I think now it's going at peak, because we are not able to buy even a gold now, but it is going at peak. We are expecting a fall of price in gold sooner. But we will see like whether it is happening, but this cost is not affordable by most of the people. Where should I invest depends on your risk return profiling. Okay, because I told you, you have your own appetite, no investment appetite, you have your own planning, so it varies from each and every individual. So when I'm talking about risk investment planning, we do something called as investor profiling. Okay, so we have something called as investor profiling, which will be like if I search in your net, you'll get investor profiling questionnaire. You can type investor profiling profile questionnaire. Okay, it will ask lot of questions to you. Okay, if you click this questionnaire, it is there for ICICI, it is there from JP Morgan, etc., etc. They will ask you some questions like based on time horizon. Till how much time do you like to invest? Whether you want to invest for a 1 year time or a 2 year time or for more than 5 years time. Okay, when you will withdraw the money. So those type of time horizon questions will be there, and some questions will be there for the risk tolerance. Okay, how much risk would you like to take? Okay, all these questions will be there for your risk tolerance, to check your risk tolerance level, and then they will give you a point based on the scores which you have taken. They will give you a point telling that whether you are a conservative person, moderately conservative person, or whether you are like no moderate person or moderately aggressive person or aggressive person. Okay, if you are a conservative person, we will ask you to only invest in fixed deposit, which is very safe. Okay, safe type of investment. Very conservative person means please don't go in for high risky investment at all. You're a conservative risk tolerant person means you can only invest in fixed deposit. Okay, nowadays even gold is not advisable because gold is highly volatile, so highly risk. So we don't advise gold nowadays. We don't advise real estate also because real estate is also highly volatile. Okay, earlier we used to tell conservative means please go buy gold and keep, please buy real estate and keep. Okay, that is what we used to tell. But now prices are fluctuating. If you want a long-term investment, yes, you can buy and you can keep. Okay, but for conservative, it is better to go for fixed deposit, have cash in hand. You know the cash in hand does not have any return, so it is better to put it in a fixed deposit. You have 6 month deposit, you have 1 year deposit. So based on what time you want to withdraw, you select your deposit plan, fixed deposit plan, and try to invest. You also have mutual fund. That is, there is a mutual fund called as money market mutual fund, which is like investing in government securities. You can't directly invest in government securities because minimum 25,000 you have to invest in government securities. So rather than investing 25,000 getting locked in a government security, you can go and invest in money market mutual fund. Okay, that will give you a stable income for a conservative person. Okay, so when you're becoming a financial advisor, you have to know what are the instruments which is suitable for that particular person. You can't give idea seeing their age. Okay, you should ask a lot of questions like how many people are there at home. Okay, how many are dependent? Do you have daughters to marry? How many children's education is pending? How much cost you have to have for your medical expenses, etc., etc. All these questions you have to ask. Then only you can develop a plan, like what will be their investment plan. Okay, what are the modes of investment they can invest. So what I usually do is I ask my students to do this investor profiling. You do this investor profiling for an individual, see whether that person is very conservative or whether aggressive. Very aggressive means you can go for fully equity itself. They can invest in real estate, they can invest in gold, they can also invest in highly volatile type of assets, like especially equity share, which is highly fluctuating. But if you are a moderate person, what you can do is go for a mixture of debt and equity. Debt and equity means you can go for bond, you can go for corporate bonds, you can go for fixed deposit little bit, and then you can go for a little bit of equity. So 50% in debt and 50% in equity, bonds, etc., etc. You can make a investment like that. Okay, so it depends on the individual risk tolerance level. So please ensure that you assess the risk of individual person by using the investor profiling questionnaire. Okay, each one, the investor risk and return will be very high or low. So based on this basket or this quadrant only, you have to give them the composition of the investment avenue. So your risk and return are highly correlated. That is positively correlated. If you take high risk, you will get high return. If you take low risk, you will get only low return. Okay. So some people, they don't want high return. They want only low return. But there are some people who are even now trading in bitcoins. Bitcoins is your RBI has told it is not. You can do it legally. They have approved it. So, but it is volatile. Okay, you can invest and make the money. So there are a lot of type of investment. Investment means I'm talking about speculation where you can make a lot of money, but the risk is very high. If you want to make more money, more return, you have to take high risk in your life. Okay, so start your investment in early stage. I think even in school stage, now earlier we had account opening charges for the minimum balance, etc. we had, but nowadays even school children can open account because they want to develop the habit of saving. We usually saved in post office saving. When we were school children, we saved every day. We used to have pocket money. So 10 rupees, if we have pocket money, we used to take 10 rupees and go and invest. So after spending, after 1 week, we go and invest 10 rupees in the post office saving. Okay, we had post office saving when we were young. But nowadays, I don't know how many of you have post office saving. How many of you have, because everyone will have a bank account, because when you join a college, it is compulsory to have a bank account because cash and deposit or FDA deposits will come only to the bank account. So scholarship will come only to the bank account. So everyone will have bank account. So minimum investment is saving account. You will have minimum return for the saving account. But I tell that you can go even for post office saving. Even that is giving a good investment nowadays. You can look in for post office saving, but start your investment at the earlier stage. If you have children at home, please, because we used to have undial, okay? We used to have those type of saving when we were young, okay? To bring in the habit of saving. But nowadays, I don't know whether you people have those type of habit of saving at home, whether you go for post office saving as a children. I don't know, but it is advised like you start your investment at the early stage. Initially, when you are going for job at the age of 21 or 23, please see to it that I think you will have taken a education loan. So you have to pay, you pay the education loan, and remaining, please try to save, okay? Please try to put a loan for a higher period so that the EMI will be like, very less for every month, and there will be some amount for you to save if you are very young. So that type of planning you have to do, okay? If you have enough age, but even nowadays we can't tell whether we live long age or whether we live short of age, because COVID is taking everyone, okay, irrespective of age, whether we are young or old, COVID has an impact. So I don't feel like young or old, it is better to say. That's what I would like to tell. Okay, first I will start with insurance. Why insurance is, now we are in COVID time, everyone, I think we have to take insurance cover. Insurance cover is endowment insurance cover. Those who have taken endowment insurance cover, please pay your premium, because if you miss your premium, you will miss your tax benefit. You will also have penalty for missing your premium. So please pay your premium, because COVID time, it is very difficult. So please pay your premium. Mediclaim, if you have taken, please pay premium for even your Mediclaim also. Okay. And nowadays, vehicle, if you go outside, I think they are checking your Aadhaar card, that card, this card, etc., etc. So it's not safe. So please, if you have your vehicle insurance, please pay your vehicle insurance also. If you have theft insurance, because nowadays older people are at home, it's not safe for them. Even if we have CCTV camera at home, it's better like we go for taking even the house insurance, that is theft against theft, fire, etc., for the house insurance. That also is very much needed nowadays. So please do take enough insurance. And nowadays insurance is also becoming like investment, because it is tied up with equity linked plans. So if you have a few insurance scheme, please select the insurance scheme which will give you a high return also, because there are some equity linked schemes which are also available. Please take schemes which are for children also, because the double children plan, or you make a payment now after during their college time, you get a double return. So these type of plans are there. Please look into each and every plan now itself, like what all insurance plan you have to have, whether you have an endowment plan. Medical insurance is a must nowadays, because of this COVID. It has taught you a lot of lessons. So if you have your insurance coverage in medical, that also will be there. But there are many people who are asking, why should we pay a premium? Why can't we invest somewhere and keep? Okay, why should we pay a premium? I'm not using a premium at all. Okay, everything is by probability only. Not everyone falls sick. Not everyone dies at a younger age. Okay, everything is a probability for the insurance. But let us take the hedging. It is called as hedging, not avoiding risk. Okay, it may happen or may not happen, but we have to avoid the risk by taking all these plans, because insurance is becoming more and more need of the hour. If you have seen COVID, those who have got insurance claim, I think they were now only government has told that we will take care of all the your medical expenses, even if you go for a private hospital. But you see, if you have gone for the private hospital for COVID, minimum 5 lakhs to 15 to 20 lakhs is needed for the COVID treatment. Okay, so the treatment expenses are very high for COVID. So it's better have a insurance claim, health insurance claim. Okay, if those who have had health insurance claim, yes, they were able to take a better stand now. Okay, so please plan first now. Insurance is a must based on this COVID situation. It gives you tax benefit. Okay, please give the deductions, ITC, G deduction, all these deductions will be there. Please look into the deductions for insurance premium. Please give those deduction brackets while submitting your form 16. while getting the Form 16 and filing your tax. Okay, please give all these directions so that you will escape from tax also. Okay, modes of investment. So where do we invest? Okay, first investment safe is fixed deposit. Okay, invest in a good bank which is giving you a bit of higher deposits interest. I think now government has increased the interest rate. You can think and you can look into which particular bank is giving you good investment in terms of fixed deposit. Okay. Next is gold. Okay. But currently it is not affordable. So some people are going for commodity derivative. Like they are playing with the gold price, commodity trading they are doing to make a lot of speculative money because every day it's going up and down. So if you are a speculator, if you are very good in technical analysis, if you are good in charts, okay, if you are a good trader, then you can go in for commodity and derivative trading, which people are doing it for making more money rather than hedging. Okay, real estate, yes. Now, if you had enough saving earlier, you can buy a home now because now it is available at a cheaper cost because many people have gone to their hometown. In Chennai and other places, yes, flats are available. That's what people are talking about. Equity is one of the investment which people are making. When you make equity investment, investing in equity needs a lot of analysis. Either you do fundamental analysis or technical analysis. What do you mean by fundamental analysis is long-term investment. I usually take EAC framework. That is, in this economic condition, which industry is going good and which company in that industry is going good. Okay, so you should be very thorough in economic analysis, which you have learned in economics. You should be very thorough in industry analysis. Okay, that also you have learned in economics. And then company analysis, which you have learned in management. Okay, so these three analysis you have to make, and you have to think like in this economic condition, which situation people are telling now. Okay, without telecommunication you cannot survive. Okay, so let me invest in telecommunication. Okay, which telecommunication should I invest? BSNL. BSNL is not doing good. Airtel was a good player, but Airtel is also nowadays having a lot of issues in terms of tower problem, etc., etc. People are switching over to the other network. So you have to do company analysis to find out what is the quarterly earnings, whether how many subscribers have left the particular subscription and left to the other subscriber service providers. All these analysis you have to make to find out which company is best in telecommunication. Okay, now can I invest in medicine, that is pharmaceutical? Yes, now you can invest in pharmaceutical because people are taking a lot of medicines at home. So pharmaceutical industries are booming. So pharmaceutical is that also can be invested. FMCG, yes, people in this COVID time, biscuits, all these bread, etc., they started eating at home because we didn't have availability of vegetables for some time. We didn't have availability of fruits for some time. So we did have to depend on biscuits, etc., etc. So FMCG goods also we had to try to invest. Okay. So when I'm making these type of analysis, please look into if can I invest in aviation industry. Aviation industry zero because flights are not running. It's very difficult to invest in aviation industry now. So you have to do a good analysis while investing in equity. People can go for fundamental like this, or people can go for technical analysis. Technical analysis means what? Charts. Okay, so you can use a lot of indicators. There are a lot of indicators which are available. Okay, so when I look into net, indicators, when I talk about stock market indicators, there are a lot of softwares available like Auto Tracker, etc., etc. So when I am looking into this type of indicators, yes, there will be a lot of indicators which are available. So like MACD, moving average, all these type of indicators will be available. So when you go and install that software like the other, I told Port Tracker or Metastock, all these software if you have, you can look into this chart, you can find the chart and then you can invest. So these people are called as speculators. Okay, so those who want to make more money in a short time, and then you can go for charts. If you want to be a long-term investment, go for EAC framework. That is how Warren Buffett is investing. That is how Benjamin Graham has told you. Okay, mutual fund scheme. Many people nowadays they don't want to prepare their own portfolio, so they want to buy ready-made schemes which are available. So a lot of schemes are available. So you have to take the mutual fund schemes which is suitable for you. Okay, bonds. I'm talking about corporate bonds. Only few people are in the foreign countries. They are very much famous, but in India now only debt market is becoming famous. So only few people are investing in debt, that is bonds, corporate bonds. So when I'm talking about mutual fund scheme, how I invest is have CRISIL rating. You have CRISIL rating for mutual fund. So I look into what is the rating given by this CRISIL for this mutual fund. I also look into you have this rating which is given by this CRISIL, and you have Morningstar rating by CRISIL also. So you have some other indicators which are already there. If you are doing analysis like Sharpe trainer ratio, which you have learned in security analysis and portfolio management, which you will learn. If you are very thorough in that, yes, you can itself analyze and you can look into those indicators and invest. Otherwise, if you are using shortcut, please go to this CRISIL Investors. In that, they will tell you which particular plan is giving you rank, which is giving you more data. Based on this particular scheme, try to invest. Okay. So if people, I go even for Morningstar. Okay, there are rating like Morningstar rating in India. There are rating like CRISIL rating in India. So if you go to Morningstar rating, that will give you what are the top performing assets in India. Okay, that is the mutual fund schemes which are in India. So when you select the schemes, okay, growth scheme, okay, like select the category. I want an aggressive allocation for 1 year time period, a growth scheme. It will give you like list of schemes which are available and ranking also. So I can go for Bank of India mid scheme, or you have JM, that is your JP Morgan group of equity hybrid fund. Okay, so all these schemes are available. Go to Morningstar, look into the rating, and then invest in this type of mutual fund scheme. Okay, or you can make your own analysis by Sharpe trainer, all these ratio by seeing the fact sheet. Okay, there are fact sheets which are available. So by seeing the fact sheets, you can invest. Finally, commodity trading is only for your hedging. Okay, like whether you want to hedge or whether you want to take type of investments which you want to do. So that type of hedging, you can think about commodity trading. Okay, those credit card, I think that has become a fashion nowadays. People are getting 2 or 3 credit cards and keeping. But please think about credit card as a safety one, because you can use credit card. You have to plan. There is a billing cycle which is available. Please try to monitor the billing cycle. Please don't spend more. Please try to pay your credit cards payment on time, so that you will not get interest for the interest. Okay. So you have to look into the credit card utilization ratio. It should be very low. Then only your CIBIL score will be good. Okay. So you should have a good CIBIL score. So think about those CIBIL score also. So when you're using credit card, how they calculate this ratio is like how many cards you have, what will be the limit which they are giving. Okay. Then how much are you spending out of that limit. So the amount you spend divided by the limit which they give will give you the utilization ratio. So this utilization ratio has to be very less. Okay. If you have very less utilization ratio only, you can go for CIBIL score. Okay. So now we have talked about investment. Now we are talking about mortgage. Mortgage means getting loan. Without getting loan, people will not be there, because people, every day I'm getting a call called as personal loan. Do you want any personal loan? This COVID time, I think I have got lot of calls, at least 100 calls from my credit card telling that, can I increase your limit? Your limit is now this much. There is a free availability of limit. Can I increase the limit? Can I give you a pre-approved loan? Okay, which is having zero GST, no that is no high interest rate cost. Okay, can I give a like pre-loan for your credit card? So there are a lot of questions, which arises in my mind. Why are the people giving lot of loan now when people will not be able to pay? They have lost the job. Okay, they are not having regular income, etc., etc. But the banks are ready to give you loan. They have a lot of money to give you loan. So I think they are in the pushing strategy for giving loan. Okay, the interest rate is also is high. The borrowing rate is also high. The lending rate is also high now. So they are ready to give you lot of loans. But think before taking a loan, because since it is available easily, please don't take loan, because end of the day we are supposed to pay, and we only have to use the If you are having enough money, please repay the loan. That is what I used to tell in this COVID timing. Credit card. So this is your CIBIL score. It ranges from 300 to 900. So if you take more and more loan, like personal loan, okay, like housing loan, car loan, credit card usage, for all these that is loans, liabilities which you have in your net worth, you will be calculated one CIBIL score, okay, by based on your net worth, okay. So if your CIBIL score is more than, people tell if it is more than 560, it's okay. If it is more than 560, you'll be given more loan. But here it varies from one bank to the other. So it is better that you keep your CIBIL score more than 600, 660, more than 600, 650. Please have your CIBIL score little high. Okay. Why I'm telling have your CIBIL score little high is, only if your CIBIL score is high, you can get another loan during emergency, and you will also know your capacity also, your capacity in terms of your net worth. Okay, so your CIBIL score should be very low. That is a very low means it should be in terms of the utilization should be very low, but your CIBIL score should be very high. Especially, I recommend a CIBIL score of more than 650 or 700, so that you will be very safe. Okay, taking any loan. Okay, because if anyone wants to give you the loan, they will only check the CIBIL score. Okay, they have access to your CIBIL score. Every bank has an access to your CIBIL score. So they will check your CIBIL score and then only give you a loan. So please try to maintain a high CIBIL score. Okay. So my advice here is, financial planning is done for a happy lifestyle. Okay. Don't stress yourself in the current situation, because yes, I know this current situation is really panic. People are feeling really bad, that their salary is half, expenses are increasing, if school fees is I think some schools are given concessions also for the school fees, telling that since you are not coming, the children's school fees, they are telling 15% we have reduced, because the utilization of the colleges or the infrastructure is reduced. So we are giving a concession in school fees also, or the college fees. I don't know how many colleges are giving that, but school fees, yes, there is a concession given by some of the schools in terms of fees. So some schools are very strict, getting even extra fees also for online classes. Okay, so life is becoming very stressful nowadays, but you have to be happy in this stressful life, because unless you plan your lifestyle, okay, unless you think about saving now, okay, 2009 we learned a lesson. Okay, 2009 many credit cards, people started using many credit cards before 2009, 7 to 9. There was a boom in IT industry, and every IT people had lot of income, and they got lot of credit cards. They spent money in lot of credit cards. And the 2009, 9 to 11, the crisis, financial crisis, taught them a lot of lesson. And again, now this COVID is teaching lesson to everyone. That is, you have to save. Okay, you have to be very happy with what you have. Please have containment with what we have. Okay, contentment or containment with what you have. Whatever you have, please, no, we are eating only very less. I don't think earlier we used to eat more, but now since we are at home and no work is there, we eat very less. We are trying to eat only less, trying to maintain your health, doing exercise. We have not gone to gym for so many days, but we are trying to do it at home. We are growing our own vegetables at home. Okay, all these things have reduced our cost. That is what I felt. But if you have reduced your cost, then you should have had some money for saving. Please save, because financial planning is very important. I'm not asking you to invest in stock market. I'm not asking you to invest in gold. I'm at least asking you to invest in your insurance planning. Okay, asking you to invest in fixed deposits. Okay, at least fixed deposits, all these plans will help you in the near future. Endowment plans, and then child double plan. All these plans will help you in the near future. So please don't borrow, and please don't increase your borrowing. Okay, please don't increase your liabilities in this particular situation. Please try to live with what you have. Okay, please don't try to increase your liabilities. Please don't keep on borrowing, thinking that okay, let me pay. Because there are many situations where I feel the conservative people, the people who have been given on loan, they are suffering now because people are not repaying. Okay, so they don't have enough money to repay. So they're also not giving more loan also. So please don't try to get more loans. Please try to save with what you have. Thank you.
Madam, thank you, madam. On behalf of JK College of Arts and Science and Department of Commerce, BA and BNI, behalf of students as well as faculty members, I thank you very much for your wonderful session. And once again, I thank you accepting our invitation and for your wonderful speech. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.